freaks. It's about 7 o'clock on day, what is this? Day 4. 7 o'clock in the morning on day 4. I wanted to kind of give you guys a little bit of background, kind of tell my story, and Mel's story here just a little bit, because I know some of you are new subs. And a lot of you are wondering what I'm talking about a lot of times. So, first of all, why I call you freaks. Well, I mean, let's face it. Anyone who would leave the comfort of their home where there's air conditioning and heating and you can eat 24/7 and drink 24/7 to come out and live in the woods, stay in the woods, and cook over a fire and, you know, hike through the mountains, and let's face it, we're kind of freaks, but in a good way. I wouldn't have it any other way. I tell you, this is perfect for me. And another one is, I know you guys see me, hear me talk about my girl a lot, and I know a lot of you probably don't know the story, so I'm gonna try and tell you the story here the best I can. It's gonna be real hard to get through, but I wanted you guys to know. Early, it would be late spring of 2021. My wife and I at that point had been married for 25 years. And had 4 kids, 4 beautiful kids. And hello, Riley, Logan, Colin, and Sophia. Love you guys. My wife, I'm 6'5". My wife she always claimed she was 5 foot. She was really 4'11". But she was 5 feet of granite and steel. That lady was so tough. Oh my gosh, guys. Just unbelievably tough. She was everything that a mother and a wife should be. And in the late spring of 2021, when she told me that she had some abdominal pains and she felt like she needed to go to the ER, boy, I knew something was up. Because if it's bad enough to send her to the ER, it's bad. So I went to the ER, and while there, she was diagnosed with neuroendocrine cancer tumors covering 100% of her liver. Neuroendocrine cancer, for those of you who don't know, is a pretty rare cancer, and it's very aggressive at times, and very fast growing. So they knew they had to immediately get her into chemo. So they got her into chemo, and if any of you guys have any experience with chemo, you'll know those first half dozen treatments there are the really rough ones. Those are the ones where you lose your hair, you're weak, you're sick all the time, and it wasn't good, guys. She was really, really bad, and it was so hard to see her suffering. And I struggled with it mightily to see this beautiful woman whose job, it was my job as the man to protect her, and I couldn't protect her. There was nothing I could do. And I remember one day, one day she was at chemo, and my daughter was at school, and I was by myself working from home. And I was really having a bad day, guys. And I had some pretty vile things to say to the Lord. I was mad. I was so mad. And I said some bad things to the Lord, and I blamed Him. And you can just imagine the things I said. And later that day, I went to pick my daughter up from school. I was in the parking lot of the school, and I started breaking down again. And at that point, I said, you know what? I can't do this. I'm not strong enough. And so I prayed. And I told God, I said, you know, I'm not strong enough to do this. I can't do this. And I said, therefore, just like you've told us, I'm going to cast my burdens on you. My shoulders aren't broad enough, but yours are. And I told him, I begged him, I pleaded with him, I prayed. I said, please just take these worries from me, take this from me. And man, it really worked. You know, for the next almost 2 years that she fought it, you know, we were doing pretty good. We had her ups, we had her downs, she had her positives, you know. And I felt like we were making a lot of headway. I remember in one video I even said I thought this was going to be the year that we were going to be cancer free. You know, that ain't the way it worked out. So so fast forward almost 2 years, and March 10th of this year, 2023. Thank gosh I was home. Thank the Lord I was home. But my beautiful girl had a grand mal seizure. And if you've ever experienced anyone having a seizure, it's horrifying. I was so scared. My daughter was there, bless her heart. She was so scared. We called the ambulance. The ambulance came. And they, sorry guys. And they took her to the hospital. And they did an MRI. And she was diagnosed with metastatic brain cancer. Multiple tumors, both hemispheres. And so all that positivity that we had over those 2 years was kind of just dashed against the rocks. But we as a family, we weren't going to give up. We sat there in that little quiet room at the hospital, and I told the family, we all just cried. And, you know, we said, you know, we're going to do what it takes. We're going to fight this. We're going to keep fighting. Well, almost immediately she was real weak. She had no core body strength. She couldn't stand on her own. She couldn't walk. She couldn't get in and out of the bathtub even. It was just, she couldn't hardly do anything. And it was so hard to see this strong, beautiful, vibrant woman have to have help to go to the bathroom, to walk down the hall. It was just a real gut punch, and I really started to question it again. And I had a lot of questions for God, a lot of anger. Everything that had gone through the previous 2 years just came flooding back, and it started all over again. And we were dealing with it as best we could. She was in and out of the hospital, in and out of the ICU. And she started radiation treatments. And we had hopes for that. And I remember one day, I'll never forget it. As long as I live, I'll never forget it, guys. Besides her kids, one of the things that my girl loved the most was snow. She loved when it snowed. And one day, my boss, my then supervisor Jim and his wife, they came down. They brought some meals from some of the people at work. They brought us meals. And we were standing out on the side of the road. Mel was inside. And we were just general chit-chat, exchanging pleasantries. And they started asking about Mel and how Mel was doing. And I started breaking down. I started really just losing it, sobbing. And guys, it was 45, 50 degrees that day. I bet there weren't 3 clouds in the sky. And it snowed. And I'm so glad I had witnesses, because nobody else would have believed me. There was no reason for it to snow. There was none. And it snowed. And I really think that was, I don't think I know. That was God. And he was telling me, Rich, it's going to be hard, but I got your back. Okay, we're going to make it through this. And a few days later, she went into ICU. And she was basically unresponsive. They did another MRI, some more tests, and she was put in the hospice. The very last words that my beautiful girl ever said to me were, please take me home. Please take me home. So, we finally got her home. We finally got her home, and the wonderful people at hospice, they had everything set up already. And everybody came and visited her and loved on her. And I knew that night, I just felt it in my heart that was going to be the last night. I thought, Rich, you cannot fall asleep. Not for 1 second. If you fall asleep, she's going to pass. So I stayed up. And we were due that next weekend. We were supposed to renew our wedding vows and be rebaptized. So I had prepared the song playlist for the wedding. And I just played that over and over. And I played our song over and over. Which was Nat King Cole's I Love You. I just prayed with her. The last scripture I ever read to her was John 14. My Father has a house with many rooms, and I go to prepare one. I go to prepare one for you. And I realized about 4 a.m. that she was breathing really hard, really heavy. And she was really starting to suffer. And I prayed to God, and I said, God, I know I'm keeping her here for selfish reasons. I'm willing her to be here. And it's not fair. She's suffering. So if you're going to take her, please just don't let her suffer. You just take her. And so I woke up all the kids. And we all gathered around her mom. And we loved on her. And she passed away. The last night I told her was to give my daddy and her little brother a big kiss, and her grandparents a big kiss in heaven. And then to turn around and wait right there. And I'll be there. I told her it's going to be an instant for you. It'll be an eternity without you for me. But I will be there. That's why at the end of all my videos I tell you guys to love on them hard. There's no guarantees. I had 2 years of tomorrows. I was lucky enough to have 2 years with that beautiful woman. But eventually I ran out of tomorrows. So, if you have those people in your life that are precious to you, that are important to you, that's why I always tell you guys, tell them now. Love on them now. Take them out to dinner, lunch, coffee, walk in the park, or walk on the beach. Just do something now. You've got no time for hate. You've got no time for anger. You've got no time for anything except loving on those people that you love, and you do it now. Because there may not be a tomorrow. And if you wake up and they're gone, you'll have a lifetime of regret. Don't do that. Sorry guys to lay this on you, but kind of been wanting to get that out for a while. And I know I looked down the other day. I hadn't put out a video since the end of last year, and I looked down. I had like almost like 30% more subs. Not that I have a lot anyway, but I was like, oh my gosh, there's a lot of people on here that probably have no idea why I do the things I do and say the things I say. So the reason that I started camping, out of the Jeep, was that over those 2 years, I occasionally needed time away. And so when Mel was feeling good or had somebody to sit with her, I would try to get out and go camping for a night. And what I quickly realized was I needed to be able to get out quickly and get home quickly. So I took that old Jeep ours and kind of built it out so that I could do just that. And while I regret the times that I went camping and spent away from her, I know that they were necessary for my sanity. Because if I couldn't stay strong, I couldn't be strong for her. So if you're dealing with something like that, and you're a caregiver for a loved one, remember, you still got to take time out for you. Because if you're not strong, you can't be strong for them. And if you are acting as caregiver for a loved one, bless your heart. You have my prayers. It is mind-crushingly difficult. And just stay strong. And know that no matter what happens, the Lord's got your back. Okay? And I hope that in your darkest hour, when you think things can't get any worse, that you have your snow moment, and God lets you know that He's there, that He's got your back. I love you guys to pieces. You guys take care. Love you, baby girl.